Hi everybody and welcome back to some more racing here on this channel. I'm kpg-gooner here, and in today's video we're back on Assetto Corsa racing another awesome Porsche. Now the Porsche we're racing today is the Porsche 911R. Now this thing's got 500 brake horsepower, an awesome acceleration to 0 to 100 in 3.8 seconds. Now we're going to be doing something different in today's episode. Now I've been practicing around Nürburgring, a few practice laps, and I've done a little bit of a setup on this car. It's not a perfect setup, and I'm going to show you that setup at the end of the video. Now this is going to be the first time I've raced this since I've done this little setup, and I think actually we're going to go for it. We're going to race it on Alien, and we'll do a few less laps. We'll do 6 laps. So I'm going to show you the setup at the end of the video. Hopefully it helps you out, guys. It felt pretty decent to me. Now we're going to race on the factory settings as well, and that should be okay. And now we're going to get straight to the race, guys. Hopefully it'll be a good race. I'm going to aim to hopefully get in the top 5 because we're on Alien. I'm not sure how this setup's going to stand up, but hopefully it'll be a good one. So let's get straight into the race. So here we go, guys. Right, so here we go with the race, guys, in the Porsche 911R. Now we start in 10th position, right at the back of the grid, and we've got to be really clever on this first lap. If we can take a few places in that first right-hand corner, if we time it right. Now we're going to try and go up the inside. Hopefully we can avoid any contact and any crashes, but the AI might crash, so we've got to try and avoid that. So let's see if we can get a good start here. Now on Alien they're going to be really aggressive, so we're going to have to be really clever. Let's just hold it in that inside. We've managed to take a couple of places, and we've managed to get through there without any contact. Oh god, the car's sliding a bit. Now we haven't got much heat in the tyres yet, so it may take a couple of laps to get maximum grip. Hopefully this setup will stand up. Oh, we managed to dive up the inside again, and we should be able to take another place there. Yes, we're up to 5th place, but are we going to hold that place? It's going to come around the inside there. Oh, we managed to take it, so we're up to 5th. That is absolutely awesome. I said about 5th place, and we're already in 5th place, but can we push to the front and maybe get a podium position? Now we've got 6 laps in this race, and I'm telling you guys, after a couple of laps I'm hoping this setup will start bedding in, and I will be able to put some decent times in as well. But they've managed to pull away a little bit now, so that's where I've got to try and keep up with them, because if they get too far away I'm going to struggle to keep up with them. And let's just try and hold it around that corner. Still feeling a little bit slidey around the corners, but like I said, as soon as you get a couple of laps in on these tyres and the heat's up to maximum, it hopefully will feel okay. It did in the practice laps. I did probably about 15-20 laps around the circuit on my own, and I made a few tweaks until I managed to get in some decent lap times. I was doing some really cracking lap times actually for this car, so I'm hoping to get those sort of times in this race if I can. I think I was hitting sort of 2:14s, 2:13s. If I can get that sort of time, that would be absolutely amazing. And let's see if we can just hold it here. Try and get nice speed through there. Doesn't matter if you can touch that little bit of side there. Slow it down, don't crash into the other ones. And we're still holding 5th position, but I'm not pulling away from the cars behind, so I've got to be careful they don't die up the inside. But this hasn't been a steady start. Let's just try and settle down now. Feeling a little bit more grip now, so that's awesome. Let's get the first lap out of the way, and then we'll start really trying to push this car as much as we can. And don't forget, guys, I will show you the setup at the end of the video. Right, let's see if we can take a few more places in this corner. Let's slow it down. Let's start the inside. Oh, we've taken 1 place, so we're up to 4th. Let's hold it. Oh, no contact there. Yeah, I've gone a little bit wide there, but managed to get back on track and just get nice and tight into that corner. We should feel a bit more grip now. The traction controls kicking in, but we are on the factory settings, and so this car has got ABS and traction control, so that's why we're running with it, because you like to race the car like it would be out the factory. Hold it around that corner. Oh god, we went a little bit wide there, but managed to bring it back in. But hopefully we will start bringing those lap times down. I'm not sure what sort of time we're going to get in the race. Like I said, I was hitting about 2:13s, 2:14s in doing my setup, so hopefully we should hit around that sort of time. Plus we're going to have some slipstream as well, so we should be able to get some faster speeds as well, but we will see. Right, let's just try and hold it into this corner. We're sticking with the leaders of the race, which is absolutely awesome. Let's try and hold it around that corner and drive it back up the hill. Now you can get a really fast line through here if you just keep it on the tarmac and try and avoid going onto the curbs. Oh, just touched a little bit of curb, but not too bad. The suspension's pretty good on this car. I didn't have to adjust it too much, but I will, like I said, I will show you the setup. And if there's any other cars you want to see some setups on, I don't mind doing some more setups if it's really popular on the channel. I used to do loads on project cars. Oh God, I went a little bit far over there. God dear, just lost it. That was my own fault. I was not braking enough into that turn, but hopefully we won't make that mistake again. And we've just dropped back a little. Like I said, if you want to see any other cars, not just from the Porsche Pack 3, let me know in the comments below. But I will be doing some more project car setups as well, guys, because it used to be really popular on the channel, and I'm sorry that I haven't done many recently, but there's been so many games to cover on the channel. It's been so hard to keep up with everything. And that's the second lap out the way. Let's see what sort of time we're hitting, and that was a 2:16, so we're still nowhere near the sort of times we were doing in our setup in our practice laps, so we're going to have to speed up slightly if we want to win the race. And we've managed to dive up the inside again, and we should be able to take the place if we can hold it there. Again, we went really wide, and I think that car's going to try and come back up the inside, is he? I can just see him in my mirror, but we've managed to hold on to it. That's awesome. So we're up to third place, but you've got to take a risk. You can't let the cars leading the race get away. You've got to try and keep up with them, and if you get stuck behind a slow marker, it does cost you so much in a race, because we're only doing 6 laps. Now if it was a longer race, I wouldn't be worrying too much about getting too far ahead, and I would be just steady trying to get a consistent lap times in. But let's see if we can just hold it, get nice and tight around there. We want to start improving. Now if we can get the lap times down a couple more seconds, we should be hitting the fastest laps. Well, I hope so. I'm not sure what sort of pace they do on Alien around here, but we will find out very, very soon. And we held it round there pretty decent, and we've dropped a little bit of time, and we need to get it down a lot more. Let's just try and hold a bit more speed through here, keep it on the tarmac. Oh God, again I've just lost it slightly. It's so different when you're racing a car in a race than it is on a practice lap. You're focusing too much on the cars in front, and you're not paying attention. You've got to, when you race, concentrate on your own race as much as you can, because sometimes the AI take lines which don't suit, well not lines that I will take. I take a lot more speed through some of these corners, and sometimes braking and turning a little bit too tight into corners can cost you a hell of a lot. Right, let's try and slow it down. Let's try and hold a bit more speed through here. Doesn't matter if you grab a little bit of curb there. That was much quicker through there, and we've actually sped through there almost half a second quicker, which is awesome. Right, let's try and hold it round there a little bit. Yeah, definitely feeling a little bit more grip, and dive it to the line. So we've got the time down a bit, but I still feel that we can go a lot quicker. So we got it down to 2:15. We've still got to probably we could take that down easily another couple of seconds, I think, if we can just nail these corners here. But we've held back there. We weren't close enough to dive up the inside. Let's get right behind this car. We're on the 4th lap now. We've got to start thinking about getting past the car in front so we can get closer to the leader. We're going to need at least a lap or so to probably get past the car in front, and we might be able to win this race, guys, if we can just time it right and not make any mistakes. God dear, your traction control on this car is kicking in like anything. I might have to try driving this car without the traction control to see what it's like, but I like doing most of the setups with the factory settings. I know a lot of people do generally use them. I mean, some cars don't have them. If they don't have them, I don't use them. So on some of the older cars, you're not going to have traction control on the car like that, so you wouldn't use it anyway. But on these cars, they do have them, so I do use them. Right, that's really trying to improve this time. We've actually dropped, God dear, we've lost a little bit of time on this lap. This is a really, really slow lap. We need to pick it up a bit and start really pushing. Now the car in front is actually pulled away, so this is the time where I've got to make the move. I've got to get past this car in front, and I need to start speeding up. So I'm getting really, really bogged down here. I'm not racing at the sort of pace that I was expecting to race at. So let's see if we can just get a little bit closer to that car and hopefully get past him going into the 5th lap, and then we can just chase down that leader, and hopefully, fingers crossed, if I don't make any mistakes, we may be able to get a win. But the car behind me is actually caught up where I've slowed down loads on this lap, so we've dropped over a second. Oh my god, that's loads of mistakes, and we just grabbed a bit more curb there, but that's not too bad. We managed to hold it nice and fast. Slow it down, slow it down. We need to go through here pretty quick. And that wasn't too bad. Now we need to start pushing this. Going into the 5th lap, we've got to get past this car in front so we can chase down the leader in the remaining laps. So let's see if we can get a nice turn in there. Still feeling decent grip, but we did drop quite a bit of time on this lap, so we're going to have to go really, really quick on the next lap. We need to start improving. So 2:17, god dear, that was a slow lap. Really are getting bogged down behind this car. Can we take him up the inside here? Up the inside, hold it. Oh no, we didn't get past him, and he's going to hold that inside line. So let's see if we can go up the inside. Oh god, almost smashed right into the back of him. He's being really defensive, but you sort of expect that. Let's see if we can get him up the inside here. Can we dive up the inside? Oh, this is going to be tight. So we're going in the inside. He's going on the outside, but he's going to have the inside line going into that right hand turn. Let's just hold it on the outside, and we've managed to do it. Yes, he's right beside me, and I think I've made the pass nice and clean, and I didn't make contact, and we've got past him. Oh my god, I had to go for it. I couldn't spend another lap bogged behind that car because he was really slowing me down, and we are right behind the leader, but we've dropped a bit of time here, and he's managed to pull away, so we're going to have to catch up with him going into that final lap if we want to win this race. So we're going to have to start speeding up towards the end of this race and try not to make any mistakes. We are feeling a little bit of tyre wear, nothing major. I was doing quite a few laps before I really started feeling it slide. I've still got enough control over this car, and I need to just go a little bit quicker towards the end of this lap just to make sure I'm getting close enough distance to get past him, because we're going to have to take a decent area to get past him. We can't really make too many risks. There's only certain places where I'd say that's really good to pass on this circuit without making contact with the car. I mean, down that first across the finish straight, down that first right hand turn is always perfect, but if you don't try and make the pass there, I'd say there's only 2 or 3 other places that are safe to pass without making contact. So we've got to try and get closer here. Let's try and hold the speed through here. That's not too bad. We've managed to slow down decent, but we've got the car behind quite close, so we've got to make sure that we don't let that car get back in the race. Let's try and hold it nice and tight around the corner and accelerate. Right, it's all down to the last lap, and we're going to have to go for it. So we're going to really go for it now, and I'm not sure whether we're going to get close enough to get past him in this first right hand turn, and it is normally a perfect place. No, I was thinking about it, but if I'd gone in there at that pace, I wouldn't be able to turn in. I would have gone straight off the circuit. Let's see if we can get up the inside here. Can we get past him? God, I thought he was going to have me there, but I'm going down the inside here. Can I get a nice turn in here? Oh, I've gone right out wide, just losing it, and he's going to probably go up the inside here, but we've got the inside turn here, and we've gone out a little bit wide. We're all over the place, but we managed to get past him without any contact, and we're in the lead. Oh God, I cannot believe we managed to do that. Now we just got to finish this lap off without making any mistakes. Let's keep it nice and smooth and hold those corners. We've got to get nice and tight to the apex, and just lost it a little bit in that corner, but nothing major, and we're going to just really gun it down this hill and try and get a nice tight turn into this right hand turn here. If you get it nice and tight, they're not going to get past you. Let's try and keep it nice and smooth and get a nice run up the hill. Yes, that was nice and smooth. I cannot believe how much slower this race has been. Like I said, I was doing like 2:13s, 2:14s in my setup video, but sometimes the races are slower just because that you're not taking the sort of lines you would do on a lap time, because you've got other cars and you're not going as quick through the corners, but sometimes races can be quicker. It depends on the circuit. Now this circuit is not one of the quickest. It's got so many turns, slow corners and that you're not always going to get the fastest times around this circuit in the race, but we've done okay. Now we've just got to nail this chicane coming up, and we should be home and dry. Let's slow it down, let's get nice and smooth. We don't have to go too mad through there. That's not too bad, and held it through there, and we should be able to get to the end here without losing it, and we're going to take victory Now, I actually thought they would be a lot quicker than that on the alien level. Now, some levels you can't even win on like a medium or hard, but on some you can win on alien, and we managed to do it. But there you go, guys, we managed to get the victory, which is absolutely brilliant, and I really enjoyed that race. I was a little bit worried I wouldn't be able to do that in a race after doing the setup, but sometimes it works out and we managed to do it. Right, I'm going to get into the setup, guys. So if you want to copy it, you can always pause the video, copy it down, and then I will leave you a replay of the last couple of laps as well, guys. So we're getting to the setup first, so here we go. Right, so here we go with the setup that I used in the race today on the Porsche 911R. Now, feel free to copy this and try it out, guys. Now, I raced this on the factory settings, like I said. I only did about 15-20 laps. It felt pretty solid to me. But these setups are a trial and error. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But if there's any other cars that you want me to do any setups on, and they don't have to be any of the Porsche packs, it can be any of the other cars in the game, let me know in the comments below. I did loads on project cars, and loads of you said that you liked some of the setups I did. This may work for you, but just try it on the factory settings. It felt pretty good for me, and I will see you soon, guys. Bye bye.